Welcome to yet another edition of the Acid Trash Jamboree, where we show and discuss strange music and movies. Okay, so in this video I'll be talking about a Roberta Findlay double bill Blu-ray DVD combo released by Vinegar Syndrome a few years back. As you may have seen elsewhere on the channel, I've just started a couple of mini-series looking at hallucinatory movies and satanic movies respectively. Well, coincidentally, this release has one of each. We start with Prime Evil, in which a satanic cult, originally established in the 1300s during the plague, is gearing up to commit the ultimate devil-summoning winter solstice sacrifice in the form of Alexandra, the virginal granddaughter of high-ranking cultist George Parkman. To ensure there are no hiccups, the cult's seemingly immortal leader, Thomas Seaton, has dispatched his overweight henchmen to murder those closest to Alex, as well as getting him to abduct a load of, shall we say, ladies of the night for ceremonial purposes. Meanwhile, the church have enlisted a brave nun named Sister Angela to infiltrate the cult and to try and take them down from the inside, but just who will triumph, good or evil? And I've seen this film twice. For some reason I managed to forget everything about it soon after the first viewing, and literally not even a second of it rung any bells while it was on the second time. This is strange actually, as it's not bad overall, mixing up occultism, sleaze, violence and gore in a satisfying, attention-holding manner, chucking in some humour, albeit mostly of the unintentional kind, along the way. Yeah, it's a bit of a talky ramble at times, but it still manages to move along swiftly enough, and as I said, it sports enough trashy goodness in between to make it worth just under 90 minutes of your time, provided you don't mind a generous coating of cheese atop your satanic panic. On to Lurkers, and deeply traumatised by her upbringing in a spooky New York apartment block, where she not only saw apparitions but suffered daily abuse from a psychotic mother and eventually witnessed the violent deaths of both of her parents, a young cellist named Kathy is finally preparing to move on with her life by marrying her partner, the fashion photographer Bob. Unfortunately, the closer the wedding gets, the more Kathy begins to have terrifying nightmares about her childhood. She's also starting to see those infernal ghosts again. One evening, the couple are invited to a party thrown by Bob's business partner, Monica. The party venue is, of course, Kathy's childhood home, where she has to confront all of her demons head-on, quite literally as it happens. Well, it turns out that Lurkers proved to be a little bit more memorable than Prime Evil. I did recall a couple of scenes from this one, at least, on the second viewing. Supernatural spookery and surreal, kind of nightmarish visuals are the main focus here. Though Findlay does squeeze in some gratuitous nudity and gore, in case that's not enough stimulation for you. The score is notably horrible, with piles of ugly, faux orchestral MIDI patches squalling away atonally, sounding not unlike something that Orange Milk Records might have put out about a decade or so ago. Still, it adds to the feeling of hallucinatory madness that the movie is trying to convey, so I'll give it that. In the grand pantheon of women losing their minds types of movies, this isn't exactly up there with the classics, but it's not the worst of them by any stretch. So yeah, overall, this is a worthwhile double bill. Though it would seem it's actually out of print these days, and the last time I checked on a certain online auction site, it was commanding some fairly ridiculous prices, unfortunately. Okay, so that wraps up another video. As I said at the start, if you like your films and or your music on the freaky and the weird side, then please do consider subscribing, as I've got a ton of cool stuff on the way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again on the next edition of the Acid Trash Jamboree.